My awesome husband has a history of really great Christmas presents, and this last year was no exception. The last year was a long arm. So I've been taking lots of long arm classes, and I learned a little trick that I think is good because it's so cheap. Adds to our repertoire, adds to our little toolbox of our abilities, and it's kind of cool to play. It doesn't matter whether you have a long arm or not. I think this is kind of cool, and I think I wanted to share it. I went to a class, and the teacher said that you need to get a piece of just a piece of acrylic plastic, see-through stuff. And I went over to the Osh hardware store, and I said, I want, a piece of this, and I got it in this size. I didn't have to cut it. This was the size I bought it in. It was, I don't know, $25, something like that. And then I bought, because I didn't want to cut myself on the edge, I bought some duct tape. Well, duct tape comes in all kinds of cool designs now, so I have this little paisley duct tape. I put it around the edge, stuck it around the edge, and now I have a screen that I can now draw on. I put my quilt down, my quilt top, before I quilt it, and I put it down, and now I get to make up how I'm going to actually quilt this quilt. Now what I said was, you don't have to have a long arm to do this. First of all, a lot of people machine quilt on their table machine, and those turn out really well. This is a good way of doing that. But it also is nice to take your quilt top to a long armer and say, I've been playing with designs and I'm thinking this and this. What are you thinking? So let's show you. I went and got a package of Expo Vis-a-Vis Dry Erase pens, fine point pens, and then I take this and I decide what I'm going to do with this this quilt top, how I'm going to quilt it. So let's do a feather wreath around all the words. And am I messing up the words too much? I don't know. So I have my little handy dandy Office Depot wipes, and take those and say, I'm not too sure about this design. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because I can wipe it all back off really easily. So let's try another thing. Let's see what crosshatches would look like here. So let's just freehand. And instead do feathers up along Do I like that better? No, you know what? I really think I like the wreath. So that's the wonderful thing about this, is that you do it over and over again. Now, You can even take this little gadget to your long armor, and the two of you can sit and play for a little bit and say, you know, what about this, what about that, and kind of discuss what your thoughts are. So with this, I do like that better. With this particular quilt top, I'm going to do a feathered wreath, and then let's figure out what maybe I'll just do. You know, I can just do endless circles. Which all look nice along the other parts. But whatever I'm going to do, I can have a good idea of how it's going to look and definitely rule things out. And like I said, really inexpensive little tool that I think anybody who's doing tops can play with and just do your own quilting, except with magic markers.